Well, my friend, it's been a great year with a ton of road trips, but we've decided to park the Wayback Machine in the garage and sit by the fire and do our Christmas special. I'm so excited.
You know, Tony, you and I both work for government-funded agencies, so we don't get bonuses like, private, sector do. So we did our own Christmas bonus this year, didn't we?
We did. So for the fans, this is our Christmas bonus episode. And we're sitting here by the fire next to the tree with a nice little pile of gifts all wrapped up. And what are inside those gifts, Aaron?
The gift of music, the joy of song.
Yes, so we've got a bunch of little gifts here, and we're going to open them throughout the episode. And we've got some gifts for our fans, some gifts for a few institutions that we like to talk about on this show regularly, and of course, some gifts to our spouses who put up with us all the time, and gifts to each other. So,
yeah.
You know what I wouldn't mind right now, though? I wouldn't mind hearing our intro music for one last time in 2021. What do you think?
I would love to hear it, and let's go for it.
Okay, here we go. Maps?
Check.
Snacks?
Double check.
Tunes?
Check.
I'm Tony Stewart.
I'm Aaron Badgley.
And we are cruising the rock and roll highway in our Wayback Music Machine. Are you ready, my friend?
I sure am.
I have the feeling this is going to be the start of a great adventure.
Kind of a magical mystery tour.
Somehow I knew you were going to say that.
You know, Tony, sitting here by the fire and the trees lit, I can't help but reminisce about a certain mayor who used to do fireside chats. And you do a perfect impersonation of Tommy Shanks, I believe his name is.
Yes. Would you like me to do my Tommy Shanks
could you
right
please?
now?
Yes.
Yes. Okay. So Tommy Shanks, the mayor of Mellonville, if you are an SCTV fan, so all SCTV fans out there, ready? Here we go.
Okay, go for it.
Hi. How you doing? Doing pretty good myself. Cat scratched me the other day. Do you remember that? Those were, I've got that memorized.
John Candy. I love it. I just had to hear that, folks, because it's brilliant. Okay, Tony, go ahead for the before. Start handing out the gifts.
Our first gift under the tree, actually, I know this fellow was an SCTV fan as well. So
yes, he was, and is still.
Yes, and he probably has run into a few of these guys, I bet, because he's from that area in southern Ontario. So the tag here, it's Bernard Fraser, and let's unwrap Bernard's gift and then see what we've got.
We have a classic here, absolute classic.
Yes, so what have we got? Let's take a look at the tag. It says, for Bernard's Christmas gift this year, we've got The Little Drummer Boy and Peace on Earth by Bing Crosby and David Bowie. I don't think you can find anyone who knows more about Bowie than Bernard, don't you think?
No, he's our resident Bowie expert. He really, I bow to him. Yeah.
And there's a really interesting story behind this song, isn't there? Bing had invited Bowie to come on the show, and I was reading about this, and Bowie arrived with his wife, and they were dressed full on makeup and everything else, and the producers of the show had a bit of a like, oh my gosh, you can't do that. Like, you can't go on the show like that. So when you actually watch the TV special, of course, Bowie's just dressed in the sweater and doesn't look like he's wearing makeup. Of course, you'll have the TV makeup on, but he just plays the next door neighbor. And Bowie also balked at having to do Little Drummer Boy. He just did not like the song. So the writers had to go and they took an hour, didn't they, to write this song? Just
1 hour,
Peace on Earth.
Yeah, Peace on Earth, yeah.
And then David Bowie and Bing Crosby rehearsed it for maybe an hour, and then they recorded it, and it's absolutely brilliant.
Well, it is brilliant. And, who would have thought that David Bowie and Bing Crosby could make a great duo? And I can remember watching it with my mother, because we watched every Bing Crosby special, and she was okay with the Bing and Bowie thing, but when Bowie did Heroes later on, she was a bit taken aback. I loved it. I loved it.
Oh,
My
me
mother,
too.
You know,
So,
but
so Bernard, this is your Christmas gift from us. It's The Little Drummer Boy and Peace on Earth by Bing Crosby and David Bowie.
now we can't play the songs on our podcast, but as I said, if you go to Spotify, we have a playlist for the show, and all the music we're talking about is there. And this is the ideal Christmas playlist for everybody, not just our fans, but everybody. But our fans will enjoy it because your selection is in there. Promise.
Well, that's right. Can you grab the next package under there and let's see who it
let me
is?
just reach over here, and here it is. It's for Louise Taylor.
Oh, and Louise Taylor. This is a pretty big box. There must be 2 gifts in here, I think.
Well, yes, I think there. It's shaking a bit. No, don't shake it. You might break it.
Okay, let's unwrap it.
Yeah. So we got 2 things for Louise here.
Oh, what do we got?
Well, we got 2 songs. One is by a group called The Killers, and every year from 2006 to 2011, they would release a Christmas EP. All the money went to Red Nose Charity, and this particular song she picked was Joel, the Lump of Coal, which features Jimmy Kimmel.
It's a great song.
It's fantastic. And the video, folks, go to YouTube and find the video. It's brilliant.
Oh, it's hilarious. Yeah.
It really is. But she also picked, she also wanted Emerson, Lake and Palmer, a song called Father Christmas, which is actually a solo record by Greg Lake. A big, big hit in 1975 in England. Made it to number 2, Tony, in England. It wasn't banned, oddly enough.
Yeah, because it's misunderstood as an anti-religious song, but it's actually totally the opposite.
It is a fantastic song, but we have a gift for the BBC a little later on. But yeah, so that's the 2 for Louise. Good choices, and I love Father Christmas. I think it's, it's got this beautiful melody and the choir, and it's just a stunning song.
All right, so Louise, Merry Christmas and enjoy your gift. Now let's take a look at the next one and see what we've got here. Oh, this is a different one, Aaron. This isn't for one of our fans. This says to COVID-19 and restrictions and lockdowns. Now, I'm going to unwrap this one because I'm really curious what this could possibly be.
Be careful. Just be careful.
Oh my gosh. Okay, I'm going to read the card here. This is an interesting one.
Yeah, please do.
Well, this is a double. Again, COVID-19 and restrictions, you get a double Christmas gift. We've got 2 versions of The Grinch. You're a mean one, Mr. Grinch. So, of course, we've got the classic from the TV special, but we've also got a really interesting version by a group called the Small Town Titans. I had never heard this version before my buddy Rick, my guitarist, Rick Denis, sent it to me. And what an amazing version, isn't it?
I was going to ask you how you came upon the version. I had never heard it. I don't even know. I'm going to be honest with you. I'm not familiar with the Small Town Titans, but I love the version. Yeah.
Yeah, Rick sent it to me. We were hanging out talking about Christmas music and stuff, and he said, "Oh, have you heard of these guys?" And amazing version. That guy's voice is incredible, isn't it?
Well, it is, and the energy is quite. They nailed it. They nailed it. But yeah, I don't know who they are. I somehow I missed them over the time. I don't know.
Yeah, I'd never heard of them either. But enjoy, folks. This is 2 different versions, very contrasting. The classic, and then the one by the Small Town Titans.
I have a trivia question.
Sure.
The original from the TV show was sung by a guy named Thurl Ravenscroft. Okay.
What a great name.
It is a great name, but he's famous for something else. Do you know what he's famous for?
Well, having a great name, I don't know.
He did the voice, the original voice, for Tony the Tiger.
Oh, really?
Yeah, listen to it again. When you listen to it again, listen to it. You can hear, great.
Great.
That was thorough, I tell you. That's thorough. He did, and I love his name. I mean, perfect horror film name. Yeah.
Now, I'm going to pull up another package here. This is from a fan and, of course, one of my best friends. Rick Denis, my buddy Rick. And Rick asked for, well, let's unwrap it and find out.
Yeah, open it up. Yeah.
Okay, give me a second here.
Hurry.
So Rick is a big fan, and he said any version, and he loves the Muppet version as well, but any version of the Bell Carol. I mean, it's called a bunch of things, isn't it? Carol of the Bells.
Ringing of the Bells, yeah.
Yeah, Ukrainian Bell Carol too. I'm not sure. But anyway, everybody knows the tune I'm thinking of, right? Bum, ba-da-dum, bum, ba-da-dum. So which version did you pick for the playlist?
Muppets for Rick. But I was going to put on, I mean, Rick picked the Muppet one because it's actually, I'm going to put both two on. One is the Muppet version, but I for those of you who listen to radio, Trans-Siberian Orchestra kind of now own the song, in my opinion.
Oh, absolutely.
It's so bombastic when they do it, right? It's like Pink Floyd entering Santa's village. But so I had to put both on for Rick. But the Muppets are for a certain age group. The Muppets are synonymous for Christmas. They did that really great Christmas record with John Denver. Do you remember that?
Yes.
And it was a classic. And they did the Christmas Carol with Michael Caine.
Well, there's so many great moments on that show.
Oh, fantastic! The humor in that show, Beaker, is great. So yeah, we had to put in the Muppets for you, Rick. Happy Christmas, Rick.
Yes, so enjoy.
Yeah.
Now, here is one. Now this, oh my gosh, this one says it's to the CBC. I wonder what that could be. Here, I'm going to let you unwrap this. So it looks like a big one too. There might be two in here.
It's kind of heavy. It's okay. Let me just do this wrapping quickly. Oh my!
Oh, what's in there?
You know
what's in there?
It's two songs. Two great songs. One is "Baby, It's Cold Outside," and the other is "Taking Care of Christmas."
So there's a reason for this, and CBC was awfully quick to jump on that misguided bandwagon back in 2018 when everybody decided that Baby It's Cold Outside, which is an absolutely classic Christmas tune, should be canceled. And it seems like CBC is always first of the line when it's, time to cancel something. And of course, it was completely misguided. When you look at the history of the song, it was written by Frank Loesser in 1944. It was popularized in a 1949 film called Neptune's Daughter, but he wrote it for his wife and himself to sing together at their housewarming party. And it became such a hit with partygoers that anytime they went to anybody's party, they were always asked to sing it. And they'd usually sing it at the end of the evening, but it was totally an innocuous song and totally in the spirit of the times. And of course, as people like to do, they like to put, their own stamp on it of their own sensibilities and decide that I don't like it, so nobody should listen to it, which I have a real problem with. But
yeah, well, I do too.
So there's my rant about that one. So CBC,
and it's used beautifully. And for those of us who love the movie Elf, it's a really great scene in the film Elf.
Oh, I love that scene.
With Jovi and Will Ferrell actually has not a bad voice, and it's a great scene. So I agree with you. So CBC, Tony, they actually recanted and they put the song back on their. So it was banned for a while, but then they put it back on due to public demand. So there you go.
Well, they were just so quick to cancel it, come on. But this song has also been covered by so many people. I love the Ella Fitzgerald and Louis Jordan version, and I also love Louis Armstrong's version. They're so great.
Oh, fantastic! And there's been some recent versions too. Tom Jones. There's been some great. Everybody's covered it, and just for the Beatle connection, folks, that copyright is owned by MPL, which is Paul McCartney's publishing company.
Oh, wow. Now, the other one is Taking Care of Christmas by Randy
I love this song.
Bachman, which is a great song. And why are we gifting Taking Care of Christmas to the CBC?
Well, because the CBC gifted Randy Bachman with a pink slip.
Exactly. And frustrated a lot of his fans. It was one of the best shows on CBC. And you've got a guy here who is a music encyclopedia, has worked with everybody, and they decided that he just checked off all the wrong boxes, I guess, in their efforts to be more diverse. And again, I have no problems with diversity, Aaron. I think it's important, but I don't think diversity at the expense of quality is the way to go. And some of the stuff that's on CBC these days is unlistenable. It's, and why on earth you would cancel a guy like Randy Bachman. But to his credit, he fought back and he let his opinion be known, and I'm so glad.
Well, so for me as a music, and we've talked about this, so I'm not gonna go over it again. But you and I both are music people. The thing about Randy Bachman was you learned stuff. He was very engaging in his show. I mean, it's very hard to be engaging on a radio show, and he would play stuff I had never heard, and he would bring up stories that I'd never heard. And for him to look, if they want to fire him because no one's listening or because of the quality of the show or whatever, but his show was great, brilliant, and it was one of the biggest shows on CBC.
Yeah, absolutely. So that was a big error in judgment in both of our opinion. But CBC, here's your Christmas gift. Enjoy Baby It's Cold Outside and Taking Care of Christmas.
Oh, but we don't carry grudges. That's why we give them gifts.
Well, that's right. So the gift that keeps on giving, right?
Well, and the CBC is a distant cousin for a thing called the BBC, the British Broadcasting Corporation. We have a gift for them too, Tony. Look, I just found it under the tree.
Oh, my goodness. We talk about the BBC a lot on this show and their predilection for canceling songs. So give that a unwrap and let's see what we've got in there.
I'm going to unwrap. They have banned an awful lot of songs over time.
Yes. So which song are we picking for them today?
This is lovely for them. This is a really nice gift. This is a classic by Bing Crosby from 1943, I'll Be Home for Christmas. And there's a reason this is a gift for them, isn't there, Tony?
Well, there is because they decided this song was too morose, I guess, right? It was it was written to honor soldiers overseas who just wanted to be home at Christmas time. And it was hugely popular, but the BBC, in their Grinch-like wisdom, decided that, this is just too morose and it's not going to keep the morale of the troops up, and so we got to cancel it.
Now, what's fascinating about this particular song, besides the fact that the BBC banned it, is that when Bing Crosby's version came out, it made number 2 in the UK, even though it was banned on the BBC. People still bought the 78. It didn't make the top 100 singles charts in America until 2021. January 2nd, 2021, it made number 50 on the Billboard Hot 100 singles charts.
That is an astounding fact.
Wow. I mean, so you know what? If that song can wait 80 years to hit the charts, I guess I could wait another 40 years to do something hugely successful.
Oh, that's right. Now, you know what, Aaron? My eggnog is empty here. I'm ready for a break. What about you? Do you want me to get you a refill?
Yes, please. And could you get some of those shortbread cookies too, please?
I'll bring those out. I love Christmas, but I have one major weakness, and that is shortbread. Oh my goodness, these are absolutely delicious, Aaron.
Well, thank you. And I used an old Scottish recipe that we've used in I'm not Scottish, folks, but my mother used an old Scottish recipe, so I use it. And it's I have a controversial question.
What's that?
Should there be a cherry on top of the shortbread cookie or not?
Ooh, because I've had it both ways.
Exactly. Me too. I grew up with them on the top, but some people they don't like it.
Is that sacrilegious to put is that really? Like some people think it's sacrilege to put a cherry on top? I think both ways are absolutely delightful.
Yeah, me too. But I just curious. I just curious because I grew up with the cherry on top, but
Yeah, and what about icing on shortbreads? I like them plain personally, but some people...
Yeah, I don't put icing on. No,
I agree. They're much better plain.
And no chocolate chips and shortbread.
No. Shortbread
no.
is excellent enough as it is. All right, so what's next? Let's reach under the tree and see which gift we've got next.
So this is a beautiful gift for a good friend and a supporter of the show, Eileen. Hi, Eileen.
Hi, Eileen.
Come on, Eileen. Sorry. She's going to hate that I did
I was
that.
waiting for it.
Come on, I couldn't resist it. Come on. This is a beautiful song that I think has grown over time in terms of popularity, which is A Spaceman Came Traveling by from Christa Berg from his Spanish Train and Other Stories album from '75. Great album and great song, isn't it?
Well, it is. What an interesting song, and you don't hear it that often. But like you say, I've heard it a little more lately.
Yeah, it's one of those songs. It's first of all, Christa Berg can write a beautiful melody. But I got to tell you, Tony, this is true story. I was listening to a station out of Ireland the other day, and they played it, and they said that was Christy Berg, the eyebrow. And I never thought about it, but yeah, he's got some pretty serious eyebrowage going on. But anyways, it's that Spaceman Came Traveling from the Spanish Train. So happy Christmas, Eileen. Hope you like that. But it's a beautiful song, and it should be played more.
Now, I'm going to reach under the tree here and pull up the next one. And this, it's for Ken Soulier. And I have to tell you, Ken made us an amazing model of the Wayback Music Machine. Well, you've seen it. It's so cool.
Beautiful.
Like a little scale model of the Wayback Music Machine, complete with all the lettering and the colors. What an amazing gift that was.
That was beautiful. Thank you so much, Ken. I don't know if I thanked you enough, but thank you.
So I'm going to unwrap it here. Let's see what we've got. Oh, this is, it's a Christmas classic, but it's a really interesting version of a Christmas classic. This is White Christmas by a group called Human Nature. Now, have you heard of Human Nature before?
I have, actually, yes. They're quite good, actually. I quite like them.
Yeah, me too. And Human Nature, they're an Australian vocal group. They were formed in '89. They started their career as the Four Tracks, which is also a great name for a band. And they had a lot of popularity overseas, but they didn't really break through in the U.S. until 2008. But they're a vocal group, and incredibly talented, tight harmonies. I really enjoy some of their arrangements, actually, and I love this one. So that was a great choice, Ken.
Well, so many people have recorded White Christmas. Ringo Starr, one of them, and a guy named, what's his name? Bing something. And it's hard to kind of put a spin on a song that's so well known and so loved. But they did it, and they made it their own in a really weird way. But I quite liked it. It's very nice. So great choice, Ken.
Yeah, so Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas.
And here, I'll let you pick out the next one here.
This is for Corrine, a listener and a fan and a friend. And she picked, I got to tell you, Tony, probably my favorite Christmas carol of all time.
Oh, okay.
I love the melody of this song and the lyrics. I love. She picked "Oh Holy Night."
That's a classic.
This is for you, Corrine. Again, so many versions. There's a beautiful version by a group called the Barry McNeils on the Spotify playlist, who are from Cape Breton, Nova Scotia.
Yeah, I was wondering which version you were going to pick for the list, but that's a great version.
Lucy McNeil's voice is just stunning, and I've seen their Christmas shows several times. But every time they played Toronto, they did the Christmas concerts, and they always close with it, and it's quite stunning, brilliant, fantastic. So I thought we'd go with the Barry McNeil, and the song itself is quite. They premiered in 1847 by an opera singer. You can understand why when you hear it, right? So.
Well, absolutely. And I've played this song so many times because it's usually a solo on Christmas Eve, right? So.
Oh, that's right. You went to the church, right?
Yeah. So, I mean, I've probably played this song over 100 times, I would imagine, with different versions and different people. And
I just love the melody of that song and the lyrics. I just adore that. So I always do a top 25 on Facebook. I've been doing it for years, and it's no surprise that every year number one has been a version of "Oh Holy Night." I also, by the way, like Bing Crosby's version. Just putting that out there because I like Bing.
That's a spoiler alert.
Well, you never know. Things might change this year, but I doubt it.
Now, I've got an interesting one here, Aaron. It's just addressed to all citizens of planet Earth. What on earth do you think that is?
I don't know. I didn't see that under the tree, but I'm curious myself.
Oh, okay. Well, you know what? Let me unwrap this here, and it's got a really big bow on it and everything. Wow.
A big smiley face.
Yeah, I'm really curious. Oh, here it is. Well, our gift to planet Earth is no Mariah Carey on this playlist. And isn't that worth celebrating?
I think anytime we don't hear "All I Want for Christmas Is You" is a celebration moment. Yes.
Yes. So to everybody out there, our gift to you is no Mariah Carey on the playlist. And I don't want to talk about her very long, so let's move on.
I just want to ask you, by any chance, did you see when she performed in front of the Rockefeller Center a couple of years ago?
Oh yeah, I loved every minute of it.
As did I.
Well, and you know what? Okay, here's my thing. I get that, lip syncing is a part of the business, but don't pretend, right?
Yeah.
One of my favorite expressions, I use it all the time with the kids, sometimes with senior class, I'll say, like, don't piss on my leg and then try to tell me it's raining.
That's right. I mean? Yeah.
And so I was, I had a good chuckle when that happened, actually, a few years ago.
I think there was a worldwide chuckle. I know I had a good laugh. And I don't normally laugh at someone's misfortune, but this one was deserved.
Well, exactly. And I try not to laugh at other people's misfortune either, but...
no, I know you don't. We're good people. But you know what, Tony? Sometimes you have to step back and go, that's funny.
Yeah, well, it's karma too, right? So it was great.
Damn straight. Now, we had... Tony, can you reach that one? I'm going to open it. It's a little one over there. Do you see it?
Yeah, I see it. Oh, here you go.
Thank you very much. Who's this? This is for Darren Dennehy.
Oh, Darren is a super fan of the show, by the way.
He is. He shares all the stuff. And he's also, by the way, a remarkably talented musician.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely.
Caldari Station and everything. As with Bernard, with Church of Trees. I mean, we're really fortunate to be friends with some very, very talented... Well, I think you're very talented, Tony, so there you go.
Oh, thank you.
But you're welcome. He picked... bless his heart. He picked the Joan Jett version of The Little Drummer Boy.
Now, I have to make a confession here. I had never heard that version until I saw his request, and I listened to it. And yeah, what an interesting choice that is.
I full confession. I knew Bob Seger. I knew Waylon Jennings. I've known every version of this. I thought.
Yeah,
I knew
me
all
too.
the versions. But there it was, Joan Jett, and I put it on the playlist on Spotify. It's great. It's a great choice, Darren. And the song itself, "The Little Drummer Boy," is one of those songs that isn't that old, but it's become a standard. It actually, was written in 1941, and it was first recorded in 1951 by. You know who first recorded it?
Oh, who?
The Trapp family.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, I mean that was their crowning glory. They were the first to, now they didn't have the hit with it, of course. The hit was by the Harry Simeon Choral, but yeah, it was the Trapp family. The Trapp family, just saying.
Oh, isn't that interesting?
Yeah.
Now, you know what? We've got a few more gifts under the tree here. We've got some gifts for Cynthia and Andrea. Do you want to open Andrea's first? And
yeah, I'm gonna. And then. Well, I tell you what. I got actually two for Andrea, and I know you have two for Cynthia. So we'll do back and forth. Okay.
Well, I think that's a great idea because they put up with us being on the road all the time, and
yeah,
that's a tall order to have us gone like that all the time.
And then Andrea has to put up with me talking about music all the time. So.
All right. So let's see. What'd you pick first for Andrea?
Well, I know that and we just saw her in Stratford. Andrea loves Lorena McKennitt. So I got her a gift of Lorena doing Good King Wenceslas. Tony, we saw Lorena McKennitt Saturday night in Stratford at this beautiful church, the Knox Presbyterian Church. It was one of the most beautiful concerts I've ever seen. It was a Christmas show. She had Tom Jackson reading. She had someone reading an actor reading Child's Christmas in Wales. You would have loved it. You would have just loved it.
Well, the pictures that you sent me of the church is gorgeous.
Oh, so beautiful. And the sound, when you play at a church, so the sound is just beautiful.
Well, yeah, the church where I play at is actually used for a lot of concerts, and we've got an unbelievable sound and video setup in there, actually. So,
yeah, so it was so. Good King Wenceslas was actually a real person. He was a martyr and a saint century. This song was written in honor of him. Hundreds of years ago, and we're still singing the song. And Tony, I got to say, my favorite line is, "Therefore, Christian men, be sure, whether wealth or rank possessing, ye who now will bless the poor, show yourself by blessings."
Oh yeah, it's a classic song.
I love it, and Lorena does a beautiful, beautiful version. What do you have for Cynthia?
Well, I'll do my first one. Let me unwrap it here.
Don't spill it. Careful! You almost knocked over your eggnog.
Oh, yep. Oh, thanks. Caught it just in time.
Just in time.
So, this one, well, it's no secret. I've mentioned it before on the show, but Cynthia is a huge Rob Thomas fan. So, I chose for Cynthia Small Town Christmas by Rob Thomas, which is a fantastic song. Rob Thomas, of course, everybody knows him as the former lead singer of Matchbox 20, but he is such an accomplished songwriter, and he's written for so many people. I would say that his accomplishments as a songwriter eclipse his popularity as a performer, to be honest.
I wasn't aware that he was such a prolific songwriter. I really wasn't.
Yeah, I mean, he has written for everybody. Of course, the biggest collaboration of his career was with Carlos Santana. But Rob is just an unbelievable songwriter. He's one of those guys, He's also one of those rock stars who keeps it on the straight and narrow pretty well. So he's been married to the same woman for a long, long time, and they just have a very normal life. And he absolutely adores her. A good role model, I think. But he was born in Germany, but to military parents, of course. But eventually they moved back to the States. But what a guy! Great. I love Rob Thomas too. I think he's a fantastic performer.
Well, he's one of the. This is going to court controversy, but he's one of the few '90s artists that have actually continued on and established. You know what I mean? Like Matchbox 20 may have fallen by the wayside a wee bit, but he continues to. I saw him perform the song several times. He performed it in front of the tree lighting, and he performed live, folks. He was not lip syncing. I'm telling you right now. It was good to see him back. And Small Town Christmas has actually done very well for him.
Yeah, it's been a great song. So what do you have next for Andrea there?
Well, Andrea has a great taste in music, and the other song that she loves and she looks forward to hearing every Christmas is Burl Ives' "A Holly Jolly Christmas," which was written by Johnny Marks in '62, and it was actually first recorded by a group called the Quinto Sisters. But Burl Ives made it his own. In '64, he recorded it with Owen Bradley producing, and it was actually Burl Ives' last top 10 hit. But and we all know it from the Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer special. Well,
that's right, and I remember every Christmas this would come out on the vinyl on the record player at home as well. I mean, this was
the cover. The green and white cover with it's a great cover. Love Burl. I love Burl Ives. Christmas or non-Christmas music. But so that goes out to Andrea, and she's. I think we've talked about this before. Andrea is Jewish, but we've been together now for 30 years. So this is her 31st Christmas, and she's really picked up on it. I mean, I've had to teach her, but she's learned, and I had to learn about Hanukkah, and I've learned all the Jewish holidays, but she seems to really take to Christmas, I tell you, maybe more than me some days.
Well, that's a really nice gift. And Andrea, I hope you have wonderful holidays. I'm looking forward. I should be able to get to Toronto to see you guys sometime in the next month or so. So I'm really looking forward to that.
And we're definitely going to see you, and because you and I are working on a kind of a top secret project, but I'll be coming up to your way definitely in the new year, January, February, right?
Yeah, absolutely. So that's going to be a lot of fun.
I look forward to seeing Cynthia as well.
And I've got one more gift for Cynthia here. Another artist who she absolutely adores is a Canadian by the name of John Bryant. Now, I wasn't familiar with him at all until she kept telling me, listen to this song. But John Bryant is originally from Nova Scotia, but now lives in Vancouver. And he's got a great song called One More Day of Christmas. Had you heard of him before?
I'm going to, again, full disclosure, no. And I was curious how she heard about him, because I know very little of this guy.
Yeah, I'm not sure how she heard about him, but I know whenever Cynthia's a small business owner, and whenever I go into her store, I mean, you guaranteed you're going to hear a John Bryant song playing. So if he ever gets out our way, then for sure we'll be getting tickets to that.
It's a great song, and Cynthia, a very, very, very Merry Christmas to you, and I hope you have a wonderful time.
Now, we've got a couple of gifts left, so the tree, we're almost done. But here's one for you, so why don't you open that up and let's see what you've got.
Well, thank you, Tony. It wasn't necessary, but thank you very much. Let me just open this gift here. One of my favorite, next to Oh Holy Night, it's up there, number 2 for sure for me, but or sometimes number 1. Paul McCartney, Wonderful Christmas Time. I love this song, love the record. I remember when it came out in '79 as a 7-inch single with Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reggae on the B-side. Thank you, Tony. This is just the most perfect gift for me. Thank you, and thank you.
Oh, well, you're very welcome. Yeah, that was right about at the time, right, when Wings was about to dissolve.
Yeah, you like the song, don't you?
Yeah, I do, actually. I mean, I know a lot of people have mixed feelings about the song, but I quite enjoy the song as well.
Thank you so much. I love it. I've loved it from the time it came out. And I guess for me, because I was a bit older than you when it came out, but I was still a kid. And it's just such great memories for me listening to it as a kid. And he was the first, well, Harrison put out a song called Ding Dong Ding Dong, which is more of a New Year's song. And John had done Happy Christmas, but this was like the first kind of, dare I say, happy Christmas song by the Beatles. So I love it. Nothing against you, John. I love you, but I love this song too. Tony,
Yeah.
I have a gift for you.
Oh my, I'm very curious.
I want you to open this. This is from me to you.
Oh, this is amazing. You know what? This is a total nod to my Italian heritage. I've mentioned before that this is one of my favorite Christmas songs. It's more of a tongue-in-cheek song, but this is, for those who don't know it, Dominic the Christmas Donkey. And this is a classic by Lou Monte from 1960. What a great song, eh?
There's a station in Buffalo that plays it all the time. Every Christmas I hear it on the Star 105, but I never hear it on the Canadian Toronto stations playing Christmas music.
No, and it's a classic. It's got that little hook that you just get sucked in, la da da da, right? And
and it was a number 3 in the UK, man.
And it was used on a morning show too on BBC, right?
Yeah, they didn't ban this one.
But it's all about the story of toys that are made in Brooklyn that Santa takes to children. But when Santa's going over Italy, he needs Dominic's help because he can't quite get up the mountains, and Dominic is there to help him up. And what a great song. Give it a listen, folks. You're going to love it.
Oh, it's a great record. Merry Christmas to you, Tony, my good friend. And boy, we've been through a lot of trips together, and I just can't thank you enough.
Well, you too. And you know what? There's one final little gift here, and I think we're gifting this to each other. But
it's from Santa.
Oh, yes, it is from Santa. That's exciting. So what is Santa giving us here?
Well, you open it, and I'll take the ribbon. The ribbon's off. Here, you open it.
Okay, and give me a sec here. It's taped really well, but here we go.
What elf did that?
I wonder. Now, look at this. This is, well, you know what? It's just not Christmas without this album on. This is Christmas Time Is Here by Vince Guaraldi and his trio. I mean, absolute classic.
Well, I mean, first of all, the Charlie Brown Christmas is how can you go through Christmas and not watch Charlie Brown, or the Grinch for that matter? But Charlie Brown is, and we mentioned the Grinch earlier on, but this is such a classic. And I put both versions on the playlist, the instrumental and the vocal one.
Oh, nice.
I love the instrumental one. I really do.
It is so great, and I think probably my favorite Christmas album is this one. I just absolutely adore this.
Yeah, it's a classic. It is a classic. And you know what? Santa couldn't have picked a better song for us. So thank you, Santa.
Yes, thank you, Santa. Well, my friend, all the gifts have been opened, but it's so nice by the fire.
Eggnog is drank and drunk, and there's no more shortbread.
No, we sure did a good job getting through that plate of shortbreads, and I think it's time for us to head out. But you know what, my friend? I hope you and Andrea have a wonderful Christmas. And I hope everybody listening out there, happy holidays and Merry Christmas. We absolutely are grateful that you choose to listen to our show every week.
And we hope you enjoyed a little fun on our Christmas bonus episode. And Tony, You know, you brought me into this podcast, when you did your own, and thank you for that. And you've become one of my best friends, and I can't thank you enough for all you do. And I wish you all the very best. Merry Christmas, and I'm sure we'll be talking to you before, but a Happy New Year too.
And right back at you, my friend. You know what? I would love to hear our outro music one final time for 2021. What do you think?
We should put your jingle bells on it.
I think we have to avoid copyright, though. So.
Oh, copyright. Okay, yes, let's listen to it one more time.
All right, here we go.
Merry Christmas, everybody.
Merry Christmas. Music for today's episode of the Wayback Music Machine podcast was written by Rick Denis. The show notes, chart selection, and Spotify playlist were created by Aaron Badgley.
And the artwork, recording, editing, and sound production was done by Tony Stewart. If you enjoyed today's episode, please be sure to tell a friend or two. And don't forget to click follow or subscribe on your favorite podcast player to get the latest episodes automatically.
And we'd love it if you would leave us a review. You can also engage with the show by going on our website and leaving us a voicemail. We may even play your voicemail on an upcoming episode.
Thanks for taking this road trip with us, and we'll see you next time on the Wayback Music Machine podcast.
Hey, turn the radio up. I love this song. The Wayback Music Machine podcast is a Stewie Tunes production.